Monday, July 22nd, 4:19 p.m. New York time. Welcome to Winning Wall Street's Money. We're going to go over the Dow 30 index as well as the Dow 30 stocks, top down, alphabetical order. We're going to identify leadership, best ones to be looking to buy in the dips, and other ones you should avoid owning. Here we go. Looking at the 5-year chart, each candle is a week. So the current candle represents the first trading day of this week, Monday. If it's yellow, it simply means it didn't take out the higher low of the prior week. If it's green, it took out the higher high of last week. If it's red, it took out the lower low of last week. So looking at the index here, Dow 30, look, here's the low of this year, that yellow line. And here's the high of this year, that yellow horizontal line. Yep, last week was the all-time high for the Dow 30. Outstanding. And most of the year, we spent it here in consolidation, building energy for a breakout, which happened to be the upside. And bearish pin bar we formed last week. Currently, for this week, we have not taken out the higher low yet. So high probability we'll get a retest. Well, alphabetical order now. We want to see, again, if we're performing better with some stocks or stay focused and buying on the dip of the index. So Apple. Last week also made the all-time high. And this week, we met inside candle. Amgen. Same thing. Last week, all-time high. When I say all-time high, I'm referring to this 5-year chart. So not necessarily every single 1 year, not necessarily every single company here made all-time high, but within this time frame, outstanding 5 years. Next, Amazon. Well, last week was not the all-time high. That was 3 weeks ago. And last week was a huge dump in current inside candle. Back here, that orange vertical line was when it got added. Amazon got added this year to the Dow 30. American Express, look at that, all-time high. Last week, inside candle now, bearish pin bar. Similarities. Boeing. Look, here's the high from 5 years ago on the top left. Here's the low past 5 years ago. And right now, here's the high this year. Here's the low this year. We already broke below the low of last week. Yeah, bad problems. Coming up to earnings, not too far away. The earnings, 7:31 this month before the market closes. This is not leadership. I would not recommend owning Boeing. Yep. It's in a huge consolidation. Looks like it's under distribution still. Better to own the index instead of owning this. Caterpillar. Yeah, this year I made a high. Last week, bearish pin bar. Salesforce, same thing. There's a high of the year. Since that huge dump, went up and did a retracement of the big dump. In consolidation here. It looks like it's struggling. It's bad. So maybe we'll get a retest of this impulse move down. Still got a gap down here. Cisco Systems, yeah, really poor. Wow. Bad shape. Look at the high from the past 5 years up there. Really trending down. That's not looking good. And Chevron, huge consolidation over the past 3 years. And even tighter consolidation here. Also inside candle for a week so far. Chevron. Disney, garbage. Yep. That was big impulse move up back in that week this year. Last week, we tested it and broke below it, closed below it. And this week, wow, we're already gapped down. Huge inventory being unloaded. Yeah, right there. Huge volume last week on the downside. Coming up to earnings also soon. It's like 720, up 87. Bad shape. Bad shape. There's a high. Past 5 years. Garbage. So you see which companies already are showing up as bad, worse than the index, drawing the index down. So you see that which ones are helping the index go high. But the Dow Chemical, there's a high for the year. There's a low for the year. Bearish pin bar, inside candle. Huge consolidation there these past 2 years, very tight. And Goldman Sachs, last week was the high, bearish pin bar. A lot of financial earnings last week. Home Depot, there's a high for several years ago. Here's a high of this year. Here's a low this year. We had that huge impulse move down, midpoint labeled there, huge impulse move up here, tested it, and closed below it. Yep. Not a surprise. That's where we're expecting the test to come. Honeywell, outstanding. Bullish pin bar last week, inside candle now. Huge consolidation, still trending up. Nice. Coming up to these retests, 2022. IBM. Finally, huge consolidation in the past several years. Big move up this year. Here's the high of the year. Impulse move down. Went up and retested it. Bearish pin bar last week. Yeah, interesting. Again, these big moves like to be retested, sometimes only midpoint, sometimes 100%. So again, there were sellers here and there were buyers here. The buyers here that stayed into it never got out of it until now. When it went to retest, they might be closing their positions they bought. So we'll get a wash maybe of new buyers come in and bring it higher. We'll find out if we break that swing high. Or it might be opportunity to trade bearish. Intel, garbage. Yeah, same thing. Look at that. Impulse move down, tested it multiple times, rejection, rejection, rejection. Not impressed. Johnson & Johnson. Really struggling off the highs for the past several years. Impulse move down, tested it, closed above it. That's good. See if we get to the next one. JP Morgan, another financial all-time high last week, bearish pin bar. Coca-Cola, last week also all-time high. See, several of them made all-time new highs. They are helping the Dow. That's where the money is flowing. And McDonald's, garbage. Huge move down near the lows of this year. Look at that. That was the swing low last year. We tested it here, as expected, broke below it, making the low of the year. And look at that. It's a huge consolidation. Hasn't even got the energy to go up to that midpoint yet, nor that impulse move down. Let's remove that. Just grinding down. 3M. There's a high. There's a low. Big consolidation phase up here. See if it builds enough energy to break above that high. Has been grinding up nicely. Merck, same thing. This high made New Year's, and then a lot of volatility here. A lot of volatility in this. It looks like more distribution. Microsoft, all-time high up here. Oops. Pull back, pull back, pull back. Definitely, again, this is one of the leaders I like to look for. A reload on the pullback. Good value area. Nike, retail, garbage. This is hurting the Dow a lot. Past several years, lower lows. Here's the high for this year. Consolidation, distribution, smart money was selling, dumping, distribution, consolidation, distribution, huge dump, garbage. Impulse move down, not huge dump, midpoint. And then after that huge move down, we continue 3 weeks in a row making lower lows. Very bearish. Okay, this week green, we broke above last week. I don't have confidence in buying this, seeing a return on investment on this compared to the index. The index is better, as well as several of the tech stocks. Procter Gamble. Wow, nice. Huge grind up. They're the highs of the year. Travelers. Well, disappointing. They're not looking as good as Goldman Sachs, nor as good as Goldman or JP Morgan. Yeah. Travelers looking terrible. United Health, no surprise. All-time new high. Huge move up. Maybe we get a mid-test there. Again, leadership, nice. Be looking to buy that on pullbacks. Let's label this. That was the impulse move up. Big institutions keep it buying. Visa, another financial. Past several weeks grinding down. Wow, terrible. Ask yourself, do you have credit cards? Are you carrying a debit balance owed for more than a month? Some people might be. Wow. Yeah, they might cut back people's credit lines as well, too, if they feel risk. Verizon Communications, garbage. Look at this whole year. Huge consolidation, gap down below the low of last week. Garbage. Wow, bad shape. And Walmart, leadership, huge move up. And the indexes, the sectors, these are the sectors. All closed green today, other than that XLE, but all closed green. And the stock indexes closed green today. And the, again, S&P 500 sectors, most of them closed green today. Outstanding. That's it for the video. Thanks for watching.